Hi, I want to talk about something today that not many of you really have heard me talk about before. It is the 4th of April, but it's tomorrow. It'll be 28 years since I packed up smoking. I was 25 at the time, and it was about a month before my 26th birthday that I decided that, following seeing two of my then workmates have heart attacks a year apart at the ages of 58 and 45, I decided that enough was enough. Time to give the fags up. I done it by using nicotine patches, but I only used them for about 3 days. I went without one for a day, and I survived the experience without too much trauma. And from then on, until today, I've never looked back. But I mean, I must admit, I started smoking perhaps around about the age of 12, thereabouts, and smoked on and off. A couple of brief periods where I packed up smoking, didn't smoke for a few months, went back to it, packed and went back to it, and now I've smoked solidly for about 7 years. So it wasn't 13 years consistent, it was like on and off. And I suppose I smoked between 15 and 30 a day. I used to do, when I smoked king size, something like MC number 1, I remember smoking. I smoked at least a good 20 of them a day, sometimes I went a bit more. But when I went to Super Kings or Raffles, a brand that I used to smoke, or Marlboro 100s, the something like the Super King size, or the 100s as they're known, I think I didn't smoke quite as much. A couple of extra puffs off a longer cigarette, and I went down, sometimes I might have 4 or 5 left in the box and smoke them the following day, but I was still smoking. Smoking less isn't good enough. You either smoke or you don't smoke. 1 or 100 a day. Smoking is smoking, and it's a very, very big health risk. What I found was, when I had tried to pack up smoking previously, I wasn't giving it enough effort. Or I was going about it the wrong way, with a wrong mindset. And basically, I just wasn't putting the effort in, and I was giving in too easily. But when I did pack up, I went and used nicotine patches. But I must admit, when I did decide to pack up smoking, a lot of people tell you, "Oh, tell all your friends, tell your workmates," but I've done it several times, nobody would believe me. So I actually found that by not saying anything to anybody, bar 1 or 2 people that I actually worked with, I was 2 weeks into the quit before somebody asked me for a cigarette, and I was able to say to them, "I've actually been 2 weeks without a cigarette now." And somebody said, like, "Oh, FH, Keith's given up smoking." Yes, I had given up smoking. And since then, my lungs cleared out of tobacco of tar very, very quickly. My cough disappeared within a week. And at the end of the week, for the first time in quite a long time, I actually had money at the end of the week, so I had part of my wages left. Because I just didn't realise how much I was spending on cigarettes each week. It's always more than what you think. But as I say, it was about 6 weeks after I packed up. I had a stupid argument with my mum, and my temper was high, and I got a strong craving for a cigarette, and I was tempted to go out and buy some cigarettes, but no, I went out, just had a walk, and I just and the walk calmed me down and the craving passed. And it was also, and cravings were few and far between, come to think of it. Even today, there are times when I do feel a mild craving, but not that often, and it goes within a minute or so. But it's hard to describe it. But I recognise it. I don't know. It's just probably psychological, but but there's no way I'm gonna go back to all that foul tasting, foul smelling, being skint, all the time. As I say, and even after it took about 3 months after I packed up for everybody to realise that I wasn't smoking anymore. Took 1 or 2 people by surprise. But going back to the cravings, I had that one I just described after about 6 weeks, and then 6 months. I was really bored, and I saw a petrol station, and I was tempted to go down to the petrol station and buy a packet of 20, but I managed to resist the temptation, and it passed, and it's only about twice that I was ever really tempted. But what I'm saying to you is, I know some people smoke, they want to quit, but they can't get vaccine to do it. It's not impossible. You just need to have the right mindset, the right attitude, and yes, you can do it. Just remember one thing: you've got nothing to lose. The bottom line of it is, if you quit smoking, the bottom line of it is you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. You're not going to be spending, throwing good money after bad on trying to seek enjoyment, an enjoyment that does not exist. What do I mean by that? Well, some people say, they enjoy the taste of smoking. It's nothing else but vile. And it gives them pleasure. But to be quite honest, I know very few. Nobody in their right minds enjoys smoking. We know it's filthy. We know it's bad for you. And some people, they inhale deeply, and they can't even walk up the stairs without having to hold on because they're so out of breath. But they will continue to smoke a box or more a day, and they pan their lungs. I once remember hearing a story of a woman who smoked so heavily. She went on holiday and she went for a swim, and she couldn't even get halfway across the pool of a hotel which is smaller than the local swimming pool down the leisure centre. You know, she just could not carry on. She was that badly fighting for breath. But as I say, I've been off it 28 years now. I haven't looked back, and what I'm going to say to you is, if you think you can't stop smoking, yeah, just remember, it's not impossible. It can be done, and you just remember, you've nothing to lose and everything to gain from it. Good luck in trying to quit.